Hi, this is Lynna here, March 12th, 2021 on the Nathaniel B Palmer. I'm closing in on the end of my deployment. I've been here for 2 months. I'm going to show you the inside of the ship. So I'm in the galley. I think, can have about 62 people on board. This is where we eat our meals. Pretty nice facility with some paraphernalia on the walls. And here's our normal serving line, cafeteria style, and drink stations, that kind of thing. I'm going to take you into the back here. It's after hours, so no one's around. Here are food stores, some of the dry goods that we have in-house. I'm back where the cooks do their work. And here's the dishwashing station. And here's the kitchen that the cook gets to use. We're in the very front of the ship. And it can be tremendously difficult to work in this space. You can imagine. In the front of the ship, lots of movement up and down. When it's really rough, you don't see too many people down here. So they have both a walk-in freezer and fridge. They were just resupplied the other day, so I'm moving quickly, but you can see some of the goods. And here's some more towards the very front of the ship. You can see that is the very front of the ship. So here are some of the fresh fruits and vegetables we just got in. And then a big walk-in cooler freezer. A lot of the meats were pretty empty because we're at the end of our deployment. I guess this is the fridge. There's the fresh food. The other thing was the freezer. Okay, so that's... Make sure I get that closed. Okay, I'm gonna head... I think there's a whole bunch down the stairs, a few other stores, but we're going to skip that for now. So back into the galley, and I'm going to head down the main deck, which is where the laboratories are. I'll talk through some of those as we go. You can see the railings on the side. One hand for the ship, one hand for you. The floors are little bumpy floors, so you have something to grip onto. This is the electronics lab, one of the labs where we would be doing physical oceanography, lots of readouts, space for people to work. And then on the other side, the electronics technicians and computer technicians work in these areas, computers for folks to work on. And then some of the spaces that I'm in charge of. Down the hall here, we have several labs. The first is the bio lab. A lot of biology goes on here, kind of generally like a normal scientific lab. There's a hood, some ovens. Here are posters up from the last cruise. Here we're in another space, lots of cold storage to store samples. Big spaces for folks to work on any number of things, chemistry, geological cores. If we have geology cores, they will come and push through this door in order to access big walk-in coolers for sediment cores. That's a big freezer. We have two like that. And then walking down the hall, we're going to get to the Baltic room, which is an area where this big checkered thing is a door that opens to the outside. There's a big winch here, and this wire would come out. This big arm would go through the door holding out a CTD, which is the workhorse instrument of oceanography. Dump it into the ocean. We have a wet lab, which is, as the name implies, a place where there's seawater and we can do experimentation here. And a hydro lab, called that because we have a water wall, which is a wall of instrumentation that is measuring, constantly measuring the seawater properties as we pass through different areas. So those are my labs. Kind of looking out through the back deck. These boxes can serve as aquariums if we need them. So now I'm going to head upstairs and we'll take a look at my office really quick. Like I said, one hand for the ship, one hand for you. Always good to hold on tight. Okay, so I'm heading toward my office. This is the Marine Lab Tech office. Chock full of drawers and storage. I had to wait to do this video until I had cleaned up. I'm leaving in a few days. Little nook back here full of drawers of all sorts of instruments that we issue out to the scientists. I'm on the first floor, which is housing for the scientists. I'm going to head down and show you a typical room. I myself have a really nice room right now because there's nobody else on board, really. One more door. They're heavy, you can tell. Okay, so this is a typical cabin for two. Small bathroom, shower, double bunk. Try and back up. Double bunk beds. You see some drawers underneath there. A little storage and a desk. And that is it. Pretty small. I'm lucky enough to have a much larger room. Single, which is great for a middle-aged person such as myself. You can see the chair. I jump on the chair to jump on the bed. I have a porthole and my armoire, a desk, and an ample bathroom. Hi! A lot more room than some of the other rooms, and a shower. You can see it has a lip so water doesn't come out the side. My room is pretty loud because it's right on the curb of the ship, so when we're cutting ice, it can be quite loud. This is our microscope room, and then a few areas for recreation. We actually have a sauna, which is not working right now because of COVID. We have your basic laundry room for our use. We have a nice sized gym. Very fun in rolling seas, but actually pretty good size. And that's about all I wanted to show you today.